how bad really is a range ball? I don't like practicing on the driving range because range balls don't do what normal balls do, but the normal rule of thumb's always been like, yeah, they're 10% shorter than a normal golf ball, but I've seen more than that in actual golf balls that are sold for general use. So I'm gonna have a look at the wedge, 7-iron, 7-wood and driver to see how good or bad a one-piece range ball actually is. Now I'm using a 56 for this shot. My previous yardage on there was 114, but I have reshafted my irons with the Axiom. And in the 56 and the 60, I've gone 105 stiff. So I've gone stiff in the 56 and 60 and then 105X in everything above it, just to give me a little bit more feel at that bottom end. But I'm gonna compare the range ball to my gamer, which is a Srixon Z-Star Diamond. If you can see that on there, I've just done a line on it. So this will just give me an idea of whether my yardages have changed from the shaft change. I've got the pin at 114, which is the number written on the head. That felt nice and easy through the ball. 114, all right. So the 56 hasn't changed. So I've got 114 carry, 11,200 spin. Which is an awful lot of spin, to be fair. Same again, 112, slightly different. It's gonna keep doing that, to be fair. Let's go range ball. Range ball. And also, if you see the Srixon range balls on the driving range, with one band, it's a one-piece ball. So the one-piece ball is all the same material, there's no extra bits in there. When you get two bands, it's a two-piece ball, so there's a core inside with a certain material, then the outside is a different material. And the two-piece balls that have got two lines on them are maybe a little bit better, but I don't have one in my hands. Same feeling swings with a range ball. Different noise at impact. It has dropped quite a bit. There's still some spin on there, to be fair. So normally one of your top end premium golf balls has got a thinner outer layer of urethane that deforms into the grooves, gets a bit of friction and creates more spin. I was expecting the range ball to spin much less, but it's actually not bad. Relatively same sort of strike. 110 with lots of spin. Not bad on the spin front. So yeah, there's a rip in the screen that I need to sort out, sorry about that. But the peak height on the range ball is 77 feet against 101 feet. We've got angle of descent 54, so coming in nice and steep with the premium golf ball, and then 50 degrees, a little bit shallower on the range ball. Spin 11,000 against 12,700, so there's so much more spin on that range ball and slightly slower speed, so we're not getting as much speed off the face there, but we've got more speed on the proper ball. Higher launch, it's launched quite low, to be fair, so that lower launch is relating to more spin, which we saw on the other page, but we've got about a 5-yard drop, so grouping fairly similar. Slightly more spread, obviously I've only hit 2 shots with each ball, but I've got a little bit more spread on there with not quite as much on it. So let's have a look at a 7-iron. So 7-iron with a range ball. Oh, that's not fair. I've just been to the gym, so I'm a little bit stiff, and who doesn't like an excuse? So not that one. Got through that pretty well, felt pretty clean off the face. Whoa, it's got a yardage on it, and it was not a bad strike. Not bad as well. Same sort of spot, just a little bit shorter. There's a good swing, good speed. It's shy of the target. Let's get that range ball out. Let's get that Z-Star Diamond back in. Oh, just feels completely different straight away, and it's carried all the way onto the green. Stopped pretty quick. Feels completely different, much more solid. I mean, range balls are range balls, but it'd be nice to know how much I'm lacking when I'm hitting them. Absolutely creamed that, but also pulled it. So I think that's 2 good shots in each. So range ball wise, I didn't get as much pace off the face. I didn't strike that first one particularly good, but I got another 164 in there as well on a good strike. 181, 181, 188. Peak height 87 on the range ball, 107 on the real ball. So I'm getting more height with the wedges and the irons on an actual golf ball. Angle of descent, I'm coming in a bit shallower. I'm coming in steeper with a proper golf ball. I've got way more ball speed on a proper ball. Higher launch, decent spin. I've got lower launch with more spin on the range ball, so that extra spin will cause more resistance in the air. It'll be interesting to see what the driver does compared. But I've got 184 against 169, so it's 15 yards different now, so 5 yards different on a wedge, and when I go up to the 7-iron it's 15 yards different. Spread about the same. So let's have a go with these in the 7 wood. So I've got 230 to the pin, should carry about 225. The 7 wood gets more height when you drop kick it. That was an awful swing. Clearly I need more practice. 7 wood proper ball. So we do get a little bit more height with a 7 wood compared to like a 3-iron, for example. And if we're on the driving range and it's a little bit into wind and maybe we're getting more spin off a 7 wood and then the wind grabs it and it just sort of stalls up there and you think, oh, what am I doing wrong with my swing? Well, it might literally just be the ball. There we go. Yeah, same shot twice, nice. Let's see if I can get that same feeling swing on the range ball. See if I can get that same feeling speed. Yep, that was clean. Same sort of shape, same sort of direction. And it might be that on the driving range you kind of ignore the front to back yardages and you just go, right, can I pick a green and hit the green? Can I pick 2 things in the distance and can I get it in between those 2 things? Might just be trying to build in the skill of being able to launch a ball between 2 targets and then gradually you make your targets slightly closer together, because that's not a bad idea. That was absolutely creamed as well. Got through both of them delightfully, but it did not reach the green. So 7 woods, couple of scrappy ones at the start with the actual ball, ignore them. 227, 227, nice. And I've got 208, 207. So I'm definitely getting less from that. So I've got about 20 yards of difference now. So 5 on the wedges, 15 on the irons, 20 on a 7 wood. Ball speeds, just that little bit down. Angle of descent closer together now, so I'm 46 into the green and 45.3 into the green. Peak height 99 on the range ball against 113 on the 7 wood, so I still get more height on an actual golf ball. It does probably have more mass in it, so there's more weight to get launched up, but I've got difference in ball speed there. Launch angle higher, spin lower, lower launch, higher spin. Common theme across all the things with a range ball, but definitely got that change in carry. 2 dispersion rings up here, so we've got the range ball there and the actual ball there, so significant difference, I would say. Again, I'm launching the ball in a similar way, in a similar pattern. I'm getting a similar shape, so like draw spin 279 against 403, pretty similar, both under 500, and I've missed 10 yards left and 2 yards left, so the range ball can't go as far, so it can't get offline as much. This goes further, so it's got more room to travel offline, maybe. And then let's have a look at the driver. So driver wise, let's start with the range ball. Let's get 2 decent drives with the range ball. He says that was awful. And I've actually played the last 2 rounds of golf without a driver. I've gone mini driver, and the mini driver for me carries just a little bit more than a 3 wood, but it just gets a decent amount of run. Found that I've kind of hit the fairway a little bit more often. But to be fair, the 2 golf courses that I've played the last 2 rounds have been short, tight courses where I don't need to get up there as much, so I kind of need to try and find the fairway. There's a good one. Come off the face very nicely. Oh, it's much lower numbers than I'm used to. Craw. We shall see what the difference is in a sec. Let's get a couple of good ones. That was high on the face. Clearly need more practice, although it is 10 PM. 10:07 at time of recording. I need some dinner. There's a good contact, good launch. It's not going as far. That is missing some sauce. Right, get that range ball out. Get out of here. Get that Z-Star diamond back in. How much more value does the driver have against the range ball? Again, it just feels there's so much more weight and mass in that ball to get launched. It's just got way more opportunity to get sent. Oh, he's pulled it. Can't use that one. And that's kind of why I haven't used the driver. Pick a target. Launch it at your target. There we go. Helps when you actually pay attention and concentrate. More practice needed. But it's got some beans on it. But just to show you my delivery, club wise, I've got 114.4 club head speed and 114.9 club head speed, and I've got 1.32 rebound off the face, 1.45 rebound off the face, and I'm 2.1 up and 1.7 up within 0.4 degrees of upness, 1.4 into out against 1.5 into out. I'm getting into out and up on the ball the same amount with both. I've got 120 peak height on the range ball, so now the range ball is going higher. I can get up to 149 feet, and to be fair, let's take that one out because I didn't hit that very good at all, but we've got 110 peak height against 92, so now that Z-Star goes lower. But 256 good strike, maybe take you out 252 on the two best shots. There's nowhere near this. That's a big old difference. So actually taking that one out, the peak height is now 99 against 92. So peak height about the same, to be fair. That one was maybe a little bit out. It only changes from 92 to 98 if I take that shot out. So they're about the same height now. However, I've got 40 degrees of angle of descent and I've got 35 coming in shallower with the driver, which is good. I've got way more spin. I've got similar launch angle, very different speed. So I've got 10 mile an hour drop. Goes a bit lower with way more spin on the range ball. 34 yards more carry and 41 yards more total distance. It is definitely further up there. It launches faster, it spins lower, and it goes a lot further. So there we go, that's how much you lose on a range ball. On the driving range, pick targets in the distance and you're trying to get your left to right dispersion. You're trying to like pick that bit, and you're trying to get the ball to go in the middle of them, and then gradually, if you keep getting it in the middle of them, choose a tighter target. Some ranges are better than others at that, but pick your target, try and hit your target. Don't worry about your distance too much. On the driving range, you're just trying to swing a swing, and I normally go on the driving range and I'm working on drills, I'm working on movements, if I'm trying to ingrain something in. I'm not looking at how far the ball goes. I'm not getting any feedback from that I can use on the golf course. So if you're hitting the ball from 100 yards, don't worry about the distance. If you're hitting your driver and it's not going as far, it doesn't go as far because of the golf ball. But I hope you found that helpful, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to bed now.